Hello everyone, Ranjita here. Welcome back to my channel. As Valentine's Day is just around the corner, I'm here with some pretty card inspirations for you. Today I'm sharing several different cards using color blocking technique. So basically my card backgrounds have several blocks of colors. While I do this, I'm also going to share with you some fun ways of how you can stretch your stamps. I'm hoping these cards would inspire you and you would give one of them a try. So let's get started. For the first card, I'm starting with this white A2 sized white card base. I'm placing it on such a laminated sheet. This is my way of saving time of cleaning up after blending the inks in case if you do not have a craft mat or a non-sticky protective mat for your work surface. I'm taking two scrap pieces of paper here and I'm taping it down with washi tape so that it doesn't move around. And then I'm going ahead and blending some Distress Oxide ink here. For blending, I'm using blending brushes from Craftangles. These make blending so easy and the blending is so flawless. In case if you haven't tried blending with these brushes, do give it a try. They make a lot of difference in your blending. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just lightly blending this yellow shaded Fossiled Amber Distress Oxide onto my base. So as you can see here, the blending on my base is done. Now that the blending is done, I wanted some more elements. I did not have matching cardstock. So I'm taking a scrap piece of cardstock and I'm blending the same ink onto the scrap piece. On this, I will be die cutting the words "Love You." So this is another trick where in case if you do not have a matching cardstock, worry not. If you have white cardstock, just blend it with the colors you want and then die cut your elements on it. So here I'm using this light bulb stamp set from the Festive Lights. These are actually meant to be Diwali or Christmas stamp sets. But since I did not have any love theme or Valentine theme stamp sets, I decided to go around my stash and make use of whatever I had. So here I'm stamping quickly some bulbs here. And the best part of this stamp set is that you also get a stamp that fills in the bulbs. So you do not have to take the worries of coloring it. And then I'm going to fussy cut all these. Now I'm taking a black cardstock. This is around 1/2 inch width and I'm just writing a small coat with my white jelly roll pen. Like I said, since I did not have too many Valentine themed stamp sets, I decided to make my own sentiments and make use of already existing stamps. Since all our elements are ready, now I'm quickly going to assemble our card. So as you can see here, I'm just placing these light bulbs just on top of the blended background that we have just made. So this will give an appearance as light coming out of these bulbs. Once I'm done adhering my light bulbs, I'm going ahead and sticking up all my sentiments here. Here is a quick tip for beginners. In case if you have difficulty in aligning your sentiment stamps or sentiment die cut strips, this is the best way I could do it. All I do is I just line them with the help of a clear plastic ruler. Very simple and easy way of getting those sentiments straight. So here I'm again taking a fine liner pen and I'm just drawing straight lines. These will look like the wires that are connecting the light bulbs. Very quick and easy card to make it. In fact, you can make multiples of them in just no time. Very quick and easy, isn't it? I didn't use any fancy supplies and no complicated techniques to finish up this card. Once I'm done with the card, I'm matting it with some black cardstock and mounting it over my A2 card base. That's it, our first card is done. Now let's move ahead and make the second card. For the second card, I'm following the same technique of making blocks of color on my background. I'm using this rectangular stencils from Craftangles. You can also make your own masks, but since I have these stencils, I'm using them and I thought my job would be much easier if I use these stencils. So using this rectangular mask, what I'm doing is I'm making blocks of color using my Distress Oxide inks. I'm again blending it with the same blending brushes. However, if you're a beginner in crafting and you do not have too many inks, you can also try the same techniques with soft pastels or watercolors or any other medium you wish to try. All I wanted to say is having such bold background and blocks of color on your background brings in a lot of interest to just regular simple cards. So as you can see here, I'm just rotating the stencil and making different sized blocks of bold colors on my background. 2020 was a tough year for all of us. Many of us stayed away from family and missed our near and dear ones. So this card was a little different from the regular Valentine's Day cards. This card was a card to send lots of love to friends and family. So as you can see here, I've just made bold blocks of colors using my rectangular mask stencil and lots of different Distress Oxide inks. So once I'm happy with my background, make sure that you dry your background well in case if you're using dye inks so that you don't smear your background accidentally. Now that my background is all dry and ready, I'm taking it over to my stamping platform, and once again I've looked through my stash and I've taken this sentiment from a non-Valentine themed stamp set. This is a sentiment from a Rakhi themed stamp set, and I thought it would go very well and it was apt for the kind of card I was trying to make. So here, as you can see, I'm stamping my images with archival black ink. I'm then using this stamp set called Peoples of India from Craftangles, and I'm stamping each person on each block that I have made. These people turned out to be the perfect images for the kind of card that I was trying to make. I'm making sure that my images are stamped well because I did not want to mess up my card at this point of time. So I'm pressing my stamps hard just to make sure that all the images are perfect on the first go. As you can see here, I'm just finishing up the images. I'm just filling it with a fine liner marker. Here I'm using a micron pen to fill in the gaps that weren't stamped well. That's it, my card is almost done. All I'm doing is I'm adding another sentiment on black card base here, and I'm mounting this entire background onto a white card base. So here we are done with the second card. I really liked how beautiful and colorful this card turned out, that too without using any Valentine themed stamps or sentiments. Now let's go ahead and make the third card. For the third card, I'm starting with an A2 card base here, and I'm marking an area with my pencil here. So just like the other cards, we are also making color block cards here, but this time we are not blocking our card with inks or any blending, but we are making a color block using pattern paper. So as you can see here, I've cut out a strip from my A2 card base and I will be filling this strip with a pattern paper. The pattern paper I am using here is from Craftangle 6x6 paper pack called Aged Roses. So I've marked the area that is supposed to be there onto my pattern paper, and I'm cutting it off as well. This is a good idea for making color block cards for people who do not have too many inks in your stash. And if you have a pattern paper, this is the best way you can make color block cards. Now, what is a Valentine card without some shine and glitter onto it? So here what I'm doing is I'm taking some red sticky tape here and I'm adding it on the border of my white cardstock. I'm making sure I'm burnishing the tape very well, and now I'm using this foils from Deco Foil. This is the most easiest and hassle-free way of adding foil onto your cards, but without using a laminator. All I'm doing is I've just peeled off the protective layer from my adhesive and I've placed my foil onto it, and I'm carefully burnishing everything with my fingers here. Make sure you do not crease with your nails, but just slightly burnish it with your fingers. Once I'm happy, I'm just carefully peeling off the foil. As you can see, very beautifully transferred reactive foils. I am repeating the same step on the other card piece as well. Just placing my foil onto the double-sided adhesive, burnishing everything well, and then peeling off my foil. In case if you find areas where the foil hasn't adhered well, worry not, just place back your foil onto that area, burnish it, and again peel it. This is a very forgiving technique and very easy way of adding foils onto your card. Now let's quickly go ahead and assemble all the pieces onto our card. So as you can see here, I'm taking a black card base to adhere everything onto this, and then I will be mounting this onto my card base. Off camera, I have stamped the sentiment on one of the white card pieces. Now I'm marking the area where I want to adhere my pattern paper. The pattern paper, I'm just adhering it with liquid glue because I did not want any dimension on my pattern paper. I just wanted it to lay flat on my card base. I'm just applying some liquid glue here and I'm placing my pattern paper on this area. When coming to the white card bases, I wanted to have a little dimension and bring in a little more interest to my card base, so I am mounting them with some double-sided adhesive. Just a thin strip of foil has brought in so much more interest and beauty to this simple and unique card. I'm finishing up the card by adding 2 hearts that I have cut out from the same pattern paper as well. Our card is almost done. So this is a beautiful example on how you can make a color blocked background using just pattern paper. Now that we are done with our third card, let's quickly move ahead to the fourth card. For this card, I am starting with an A2 card base and I am using this heart stencil from Craft Angles. These are masking hearts. We've seen how to make color block cards using blending inks. We've seen making them using pattern paper. But for this card, I am going to show you how you can make a simple, quick and beautiful Valentine's Day card by just using a stencil. I'm deciding where to place my heart on the card background, and then I'm fixing it with some painter's tape here so that my stencil doesn't move while I'm using it. So here I'm using this Distress Oxide in the shade Worn Lipstick, and I'm just carefully blending it through the stencil. These masking stencils are a very versatile product for you to have in your craft stash. They are not just stencils, but they also come with corresponding masks, and they are very handy in making very different and unique backgrounds for your card bases. So as you can see here, I'm just quickly blending in some Distress Oxide ink through my stencil here, and before removing the stencil, all I'm doing is I'm overlapping it with another stencil. Here I'm using the chevron stencil from Craft Angles as well. I'm placing the stencil onto my already existing heart stencil and I'm just rubbing a wet wipe over it. As you know, Distress Oxides and Distress Inks beautifully react with water, and so I'm using the same technique to create a beautiful chevron pattern here by just lifting up some ink using the baby wipe. So as you can see here, wherever I have used the wet wipe, it has pulled off some underlying Distress Oxide ink and it has created a beautiful background here. A very simple, easy and quick way of making a beautiful background by just using a stencil and wipes. I'm finishing off this card by stamping a sentiment onto this. However, you can use die cuts and make it as beautiful as you want, but I wanted to finish this card in a very simple and easy manner. So here we are done with our fourth card as well. You can see the close-up images of all the finished cards here. This was my take on cards to celebrate love. I hope you like this technique of color blocking cards and my simple tips on how you can stretch your stamps and use them in different ways. All the supplies used in this video are listed in the description box below. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope I was of some inspiration to you, and I will soon be back with some more card ideas. Until then, happy crafting. Bye.